consistency. Yeah, that's the master key. In my mind, I see unlocks my legacy. You know it ain't easy, like a turbulency.
Hey there, beautifuls. Thank you so much for tuning back in to Om Prana. This is Hailey, and I shall be taking you through the energies for the collective for the full moon in Scorpio, which is going to be happening on May the 7th. So that's going to be quite an interesting one because there's a lot happening up in the skies at the moment. We have Mercury in Taurus. Mercury actually went into Taurus yesterday, and Mercury in Taurus is quite an interesting transit because, you know, after the whole Mercury and Aries energy, it's kind of bringing in a cool and collected, cool, calm, and collected type of energy. From the amazing earth sign Taurus. We're going to be able to get a lot of things done, you know, that you probably felt like that you couldn't. And also it's kind of like stabilizing the energies from, you know, the fire in the skies, which is amazing. It's always good to have some grounded energy around. We also have Uranus in a Taurus now. Uranus is going to be in Taurus all the way up till the end of the year or beginning next year. And, you know, Uranus is all about bringing in major shifts, like totally transforming how we do and operate things. And because it's in the sign of Taurus, it's urging us to change our kind of, you know, financial setup in the world. So you're going to see a lot of change in the global economy, a lot of change with how we spend our money, a lot of change in how we choose to work, what we choose to do for work, you know, the type of projects that we choose to do for work. We're not going to any longer choose to go to a job that, you know, we don't enjoy doing, because a lot of this energy has encouraged us to really go deep within and see what matters most to us. And I think that's such beautiful energy. Remember, Venus is also retrograde in Gemini. There's so much in the skies, guys, so be wise. Yeah, so again, with Venus retrograde in Gemini, actually right now it's still in post shadow, but it goes retrograde on May the 3rd. So this retrograde, I spoke about it in the April readings. It's going to encourage a lot of going deep within for us to reevaluate our love languages. Like, how do we show love to self? How do we show love to others, you know? And it's really beautiful, I think, retrogrades, because retrogrades force us to, you know, evaluate ourselves, you know? Because when a planet goes direct, it's about how we interact with others in the world. And, you know, if you ask me, when it comes to love, starting with self is the best place to start. Wow, okay, so with Mercury, with the full moon in Scorpio on May 7th, it's going to be happening at the same time when Mercury is sextile Neptune. So sextile is basically an aspect, a favorable aspect in astrology. This means that, you know, it's going to be highlighted and really supercharged with the beautiful energies of Neptune, which is, you know, dreaming, imagination, positive imagination, optimism. You know, Neptune is the ruler of Pisces as well. So this type of energy is beautiful because it's going to transmute what happened during the new moon in Taurus. That was on April the 22nd. There's going to be a lot of healing and transformation, because that new moon, what it triggered within us was kind of an upheaval. It was kind of like a shake-up, you know, like I call it like our proverbial tower moment. We've been having a lot of tower moments. For those of you who are new, tower moments are moments of profound change, like when the divine comes in to break foundations that are built on shaky ground so that you can start over again. Yeah, so we're going to be focusing on, I mean, you know, with this aspect also, the sun is opposite the moon because we're in Taurus season, so the sun and the moon are both in are going to be in Taurus. So this aspect also brings our attention to the home, to the family, how we interact with our home and family, and how we also interact with our intimate relationships, you know. It brings to our attention, like, what do you really need versus what do you want? You get what I mean? Um, and I think that's really beautiful because this is a time when everything is going back to basics. You're also going to have a lot of increased intuition, so use this time wisely. If you've been finding it hard to make a decision, whether it's in love, finance, friendships, health, anything that you've been having trouble deciding, the full moon in Scorpio is a great time. So start writing down those manifestations, Um, yeah, so I'm ready for the full moon. I hope you guys are. It's a great time because it's a time for harvesting, what we've been working on in the past 2 weeks. Um, what else? Did I mention? Oh yeah, so there's going to be healing as well of unpleasant change, that felt kind of restrictive. So as I said earlier, the tower moments like normally feel uncomfortable. Like when God comes through to shake up your foundation, it's not fun. Like it's normally a change that he's been telling you, okay, child, it's time to change. And, you either cling on to the change like a 3-year-old and be like, I don't wanna. And, you have to do it because at the end of the day, progress is necessary. So without further ado, we're going to get into your cards for the full moon in Scorpio. This is going to be for the collective. So let's get into prayer and then we can start on your reading. Divine Creator, we come before you this beautiful, magical new day with thanksgiving and gratitude in our hearts. I humbly ask that you may assist me to channel the messages that you would like the collective to know for the full moon in Scorpio happening on May 7th. I humbly ask for the presence of the archangels Michael, Gabriel, Sandalphon, Uriel, Raphael, Metatron, and Gabriel, as well as the presence of my spirit guides and ancestors of the highest light, as well as the spirit guides and ancestors of the highest light of the collective. Thank you. Alright, so Divine, thank you in advance for the messages of clarity that we're going to receive. Oh yeah, if I didn't mention, also look out, there are going to be a bunch of retrogrades coming up on 11th, 12th, and 13th. Jupiter is going to go retrograde. Saturn is retrograde. Who else is retrograde? We already have Venus retrograde. Yeah, so there's quite a lot of things going on in the sky. I'm going to do a video on the transit, so don't you worry in case you're floating. Yeah, so without further ado, let's get the cards. What oracle cards or oracle messages do the collective need to know? What does the collective need to know for the full moon in Scorpio? Wow. So the first card we have is take a risk. So there's probably something that has been, on you guys' minds, that you have been thinking about taking a risk on. But I hear take a calculated risk. Don't just like jump. Think about it first. And then, after some careful evaluation, take that risk. You will be supported at this time. So maybe it's in the home front and the intimate relationships front, I'm feeling, because that's the energy, the healing energy that's coming through for the full moon in Scorpio. So if you probably are not on good terms with certain people who are close to you in your life, this is probably a time to, approach it with care though, because remember Mercury is in Taurus. So with Mercury in Taurus, we are really encouraged to be careful with our words. because at this time we're more blunt and practical. Like we're just trying to bring out practical communication. So when it comes to intimate relationships, that might be a bit abundance. As I was saying, it might be a bit, it depends on who you're dealing with and how sensitive they are. So just take heed and be careful, because Taurus also has a bit of stubborn energy. So maybe as you're trying to communicate your point, you might be trying to bring a point of view forward, and then it may probably not be taken how you want it to be taken, and you probably really want to force your ideas on people. So be careful how you communicate. The last card that came out was Divine Feminine. This energy keeps coming out, and I'm not surprised, because the Divine Feminine is associated with healing energy, associated with nurturing, associated with warmness, care, love. So these are really great energies. Oh, and at the back of the deck, what do we have? Truth be told. So, and under that is begin again. And under that is blessings on the way. So this is really beautiful energy being ushered in by the full moon in Scorpio. Actually, most astrologers say that this is one of the most auspicious full moons of 2020. So please don't waste it. Write down your manifestations, really take time to meditate. I'm going to link one of my favorite meditations, sound healing, down below in the description box as well. So let's take a look at why do we have take a risk, why do we have abundance, and why do we have the Divine Feminine. Thank you so much, Divine and Guardian Angels. Archangel Raphael is saying dead and gone. Dead and gone. And now, oh yes, the Justin Timberlake song. So I guess that's your song channeling for today. Wow, I haven't heard that song in a minute. I've been trying to find my way back home. The old me's dead and gone, dead and gone. Oh, I've been traveling for way too long. The old me is dead and gone, dead and gone. I need to find out. Let me look for that song. Please don't mind my voice. By the way, also I've been feeling as I do your readings, there's been like a kind of like scratchiness in my throat, not because I'm sick, but I feel like with this truth be told card, like most of you, your throat chakra is closed because you've not been able to share your truth. Some of you have been doing something in secret, maybe because you feel like if it comes out into the light, you don't know how it will be taken. But you're being encouraged to speak your truth always, and you will always come out on top. Okay, guys, one more shuffle, and then we're going to get into the cards. Why do we need to take a risk? Why is there abundance? And what do we need to know about the Divine Feminine? But with the abundance card, the full moon is always like a time of harvest, so I'm not surprised that there is abundance. Okay, so for take a risk, what do we have? Ooh, we have the King of Swords in reverse. So this is air energy, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. So you may have this in your chart, or you may be dealing with someone with this in their chart, or someone with these characteristics. Yeah. So the King of Swords in reverse is somebody who's a bit corrupt. They do not tell the truth. And this doesn't mean that this is like their constant personality. Maybe you're just dealing with someone who in a certain situation was not truthful with you, who was a bit manipulative with you, who was a bit stuck in their ways, and who may have hurt your feelings with their words. Yeah. Oh, okay. So let's get some more cards and see why that is there. Okay, so we have the High Priestess. This is Pisces energy. It's a card of intuition. It urges us to not take heed to the evidence that is on the outside world, but to rather retreat within and rely instead on our intuition when it comes out. So following the King of Swords in reverse, I feel like with this situation, you're being urged to take a risk, you know, with probably somebody who may have been dishonest with you in the past, and just listen to your intuition, because maybe this energy came out as a sort of like lashing of whatever they're going through in life. Yeah, let's get some more cards because I'm still not too clear on this energy. Okay, so we have the Eight of Swords in reverse. Eight of Swords is my analysis paralysis card. It's a card of, somebody who seems to be in a victim mentality. You can see she's tied up, she has blindfolds, and there's swords all around her. Now, swords in the tarot signify thought processes, they signify philosophy, they signify truths, or in this case, it's upside down. So you see, when it's upside down, it means that this is somebody getting out of that victim mentality. So I feel like now it's a bit more clearer with this intuition and the King of Cards, King of Swords energy coming out with the Eight of Swords. I feel like this is the divine urging you to, because now that you're in this space where you're not feeling like the victim anymore, you understand that somebody's actions were due to them and not because of you. You know, that whole like, it's not you, it's me kind of situation. That's the message that's coming out. So you're being urged to use your intuition with a certain energy or person who was not so truthful to you in the recent past. Okay, let's get one more card for Take a Risk. Oof. Four of Cups in the reverse. This is water energy, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. So you may be dealing with someone with that. The King of Swords may be someone with this type of energy. Four of Cups in reverse is somebody who takes things for granted. As you can see, cups are being offered. There are like 3 cups in front, but there's a faceless person passing a cup to them, but they're not acknowledging it. So when it's upside down, it talks about, somebody who's apathetic, disconnected emotionally, maybe even, not being able to appreciate what's in front of them. This is also my card signifying some sort of depression. Yeah, so that makes a lot of sense. So you're being told to take a risk. It may be, apply it where it fits in your life. All of us have different situations going on in life. So it might be a brother, a father, a son, a friend, a past lover, a current love interest. Alright, so let's look at abundance and divine feminine. Why is this there for us? Why is abundance and divine feminine here for the collective, for the full moon in Scorpio? By the way, all of the April 2020 readings are up, so make sure you check that out. All 12 signs are up. This week I'll be posting your love readings, so look out for that as well. Thank you so much, Spirit. Okay, so for abundance, let's check out your first card. We have the Knight of Pentacles coming through. Now this is beautiful, beautiful energy. Knight of Pentacles is Earth energy, Virgo, Capricorn, and Taurus. This is energy that is slow moving, but once it gets to its destination, it is stable. This is one of the knights who is the most reliable in the night when it comes to the suits. Like, as compared to the Knight of Wands or the Knight of Cups. This is an energy that is stable. It's an energy that is bringing in communication about stability. So you may be waiting about, a job offer, or you may be waiting to hear, from somebody that you have a crush on, or you may be waiting to even bring this message to somebody. So this may be you delivering a message of stability, or somebody delivering a message of stability to you. But this is long-lasting stability, and that's why it came out with the abundance card. I hope you can see that clearly. Great. Wow. Okay, I am loving this. Lots of, hope coming up. I told you this full moon was healing. Okay, let's get another card. Four of Wands. This is amazing. So this is fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. When it comes after the Knight of Pentacles, this is talking about, these are both cards of stability, This talks about your home, your family, commitments, marriage specifically. You can see two hands are joined over here, and Wands are all about passion. So there's going to be some passionate, new, stable beginning. So this can be in your relationships, it can be with your family. If you had, you were not in good terms with whoever it was, a friend, anything. This means that you're coming into union, harmonious union that is long-lasting and abundant. Oh my gosh, I am loving this. No wonder you guys need to listen to that Dead and Gone song. I think it's inspired a lot by a lot of you have gone through a lot of healing and growing during this time. So it's followed by the Five of Cups. The Five of Cups is water energy, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. The Five of Cups talks about a feeling of grief, a feeling of somebody missing somebody, somebody feeling remorseful, somebody feeling like, just in their feelings, feeling in their feelings. I think that's the best word, which I'm not shocked about. I mean, it's a full moon in Scorpio, and full moons really heighten our emotions. So also be careful to not, lash out your emotions in an unhealthy way. But for me, this doesn't really feel unhealthy. It just feels like I'm sorry for, the pain that I've caused myself and caused others, and I'm ready to let, spilt milk be spilt milk and focus on the Two of Cups, which is unity, partnership. This is beautiful. Last card for abundance, we have the Strength card, Leo energy. So this is somebody who is, you can see this woman, she looks like she's done this before, so many times before. This is somebody who is braving through life, somebody who is taking a chance to tune into their inner strength, to listen to their higher self, to overcome their ego, to do the right thing, to be noble, to be in that royal, regal kind of energy, and, not be fazed by any trauma or anything in life that comes forward to try and scare them away from what they want most. This is amazing, guys. Ooh, okay. Divine Feminine. Let's see why Divine Feminine is there. We have the Hierophant in reverse. This is Taurus energy. When it is in the upright, it talks about, following the status quo, being traditional, talks about government, higher powers, institution. But in the reverse, it talks about thinking out of the box. It's kind of like Aquarius-y when it's in the reverse, because this is rebelling against the norm, taking a new approach to the way people do things. So if, like, for example, you come from a very religious background, this would be you taking a new stance on spirituality. Or this would be you if you if it's believed that, you should do things a certain way. This is you questioning, why not try it another way? So when it's coming under the Divine Feminine, I think this is talking about also a lot of like healing as well with our Divine Feminines, with our mothers, sisters, feminine figures, and also the divine feminine within us, finding a new way to approach the term itself and finding a new way to approach this energy. And interesting enough, when it's coming out like this, especially with what's going on in the world right now, I feel like it's indicative about, us understanding that it's not about, the fall of the patriarchy and now the rise of the matriarchy, but a blending of both, because that's been the problem. We've either elevated the patriarchy too much or the matriarchy too much, and that's why there have been power struggles. So we're finding new ways to approach, energies in general. And I think with the divine feminine coming in, we're deciding to balance things out. Yes. It's followed by the star card. This is Aquarius energy, rejuvenation, hope, healing. This is a card of wish fulfillment, creativity. When it's referring to a person, this could be an artist, a celebrity of some sort, somebody who's creative, somebody who is somebody's muse. So, when it's coming out, I mean, following this abundance, if it's in, put it in where it fits. If it's relationships, then this is somebody who is trying to find a new approach to, approach somebody that they feel like is their inspiration in life, is their wish fulfillment, is their star, somebody who brings great healing to them or who has inspired great healing to them. When it comes to family, it could be somebody who really inspires you, or a friend, take it again where it fits. Okay, so two more cards. The third card is the Two of Wands. So Two of Wands is all about careful planning. As I said earlier, we take a risk, careful planning, calculated planning. Not calculated in the sense that it's manipulative, but calculated in the sense that you're being careful. You're not being haphazard in your ways. So Wands is all about, passion, desire, willpower, fiery kind of emotions inside. So this may be you deciding to, follow your passion. And this can be in any aspect: career, love, friends. And follow through, yes, follow through on your initial thought form or an initial idea. So if you've been working on something, if you've been thinking about someone, you're finding a way to approach it, and finding a way to manifest the picture of how you see things playing out in future happening. So you're really taking time to meditate, taking time to be by yourself. Ooh, wow, this is amazing. It's followed by the Ten of Swords in reverse. Swords energy is air energy. So when it's in reverse, this is amazing because this is making a plan. This talks about getting over betrayal, healing from betrayal, learning from the thoughts that didn't serve you, this is completion of a thought process, completion of a thought process that didn't serve you. So this is releasing all of the thoughts, that had you in your head, So previously you may have been in the victim mentality, but now you are able to come out of that and see that you are a victor. Like everything that's been happening has been happening for you and not to you. This is beautiful energy. The divine is like, clap for them. Yes. It seems that you're learning the lessons, that the great creator has been bringing forth for us to learn, and that is so beautiful. I feel like I'm so happy for you guys, and I hope it resonates. At the back of the deck, we have the Page of Swords. So this signifies a new way of thinking, a new thought form, a beautiful new beginning in terms of philosophy, in terms of thinking and owning it. You can see this guy is like, has his hand on his hip and he's super proud, So this is really encouraging energy, man. It's followed by the Seven of Pentacles. So this is about, planting seeds for harvest. You've planted the seeds already and now you've harvested them. And that's very indicative of the full moon. It's about harvesting. So guys, I would love to know how this energy plays out for you. Please let me know in the comments. What are you harvesting? I know that sounds so weird, but what has come to fruition for you on this full moon energy? Please do let me know. And as always, I send you all of the love and all of the light. If you'd like to book a personal reading, the link to my website is down below in the description box. The meditation is also down there below. You can calculate your birth chart down below. Also remember, the love readings are going to be coming up this week. But until then, stay safe.